bats, jack-o'-lanterns, ghosts, and skeletons. Yes, the spooky season is upon us once again. Good evening, everyone. Gather around. It is time for the Crunchyroll Halloween Spooktacular Nightmare Special Extravaganza Part 3. Back at it again is your creepy host, Ghost Tim. And tonight, the kill count we will be doing will be the classic 2000s anime Boogiepop Phantom. Boogiepop Phantom is an anime series by Madhouse, based on the popular Boogiepop light novel series by author Kohei Kadono. The anime aired on January 5th, 2000, and it tells the tale of this unnamed city in Japan after a pillar of light shoots up to the sky one night, causing strange things to happen to the residents and to the very city itself. Killers, visions of the unknown, secret organizations, evolutions of humanity, and an entity named Boogiepop. Through the eyes of the ensemble cast, we see just what is going down in this mysterious place. So now, let us begin. Let us begin counting all the kills and deaths in this 12-part series, Boogiepop Phantom. Also, y'all could probably tell, but we will be spoiling the heck out of this anime, so best check Boogiepop Phantom on Crunchyroll.com. Also, if you want to watch the 2019 Boogiepop and Others, also on Crunchyroll.com. Links down below. Let's begin. Episode 1, Portraits from Memory. We start the first episode with one of the best and grooviest anime openings to have ever graced your ears. This is some good stuff. So the funky tunes are done and a beam of light shoots up in the city. Windows cracking, electricity going off, and then silence. It's all okay again. Scene 2, and this is our main character, Mono Tonomura.
それはまだ私が私を嫌いだった頃のことだ。
Oh, that's a start. Anyhow, Moto kinda gets forced into a karaoke sesh with her childhood friend Yasuko Suzuki after school. During the karaoke fun times, we find out a high school boy in another school named SAOTOME has disappeared for about a month now. Yeah, great thing to talk about at a karaoke. Some light-hearted missing persons rumor. Thanks, dude. In a flashback moment, we find out Moto, Yasuko, and SAOTOME all knew each other in middle school, and bam, we get our first death with this dead rabbit. Death by, I actually don't know. SAOTOME says some stray cats got to it, but those wounds seem like impact marks rather than slashes and bites. Listen, I'm no CIA forensics guy, but this SAOTOME might be lying. Anyway, SAOTOME looks at this rabbit, says some basic nihilistic stuff, and Moto falls in love with this dude. Okay. Back to the present, and the karaoke times are over. Moto steps away from the group for a bit, and what the hell? Oh, it's SAOTOME, and he's new. Ah! Cut to bedroom, and it's next day. Moto is heading out to school, thinking about some nihilistic ass stuff herself, and we see a random girl just hands out, reaching. Wonder if she'll be significant later. In school, Moto goes to the nurse's office, and there's a senior named Jonuchi there, and what the hell are you doing? Well, apparently there's a bug in her heart that's eating her alive, and he says this classic line. After school, our girl Moto wanders the same alley where she saw that phantom SAOTOME, and there he is again, and oh my god, what the hell? Before Moto becomes our second kill, bam, we have our actual second kill. SAOTOME? Question mark? Death by none other than the titular character, Boogiepop. And there he goes, boogieing his way out of there. Boogiepop then tells Moto that that was not SAOTOME, and that the original dude has already been killed by Boogiepop themselves. So, bam! Going by that, I guess we have another kill in the count. The original SAOTOME. Death by also Boogiepop. Next day, everything seems to be normal. Moto Tonoruma looks out to the city and reflects on life. Cue the ending theme, which is also good as hell. Episode 2, Light in Darkness. We start this episode off running. Literally. A high schooler boy is running away from Boogiepop? Kinda? The hair seems to be a little different, but anyways, we gotta run. After a nice run for his life, he stops and we find out this high school boy is none other than episode 1 pervert Hisashi Jonochi. Well, time to see his story, I guess. And that story is that he picks up a weird-ass caterpillar and, chomp, I guess. We get our 4th kill, that weird-looking caterpillar, death by being eaten by Hisashi. Cut to a flashback scene, we see Hisashi had a bone tumor at one point, and in middle school, he was ostracized because he went to the hospital a lot. Okay, I don't know why people are being mean to the kid for going to the hospital a lot. But anyway, school bullying aside, at the hospital, he sees a girl named Kirima talking with some guy about being a hero, and then gets told by a doc named Dr. Kisugi that he is a weak human being and that she has some experimental drugs for his tumor. Okay, sounds extremely legal, I guess. Hisashi takes the meds and says it didn't do jack diddly squat. Some years pass, we see that same beam of light shoot up again, but this time we see a little light ball shoot out from the beam and it goes through Hisashi. And before I can even process what the heck just happened, rip, the 5th death goes to Hisashi's mother, death by something. I don't know, it's just a funeral photo. What am I supposed to know? Turns out after that light ball event, Hisashi can see weird spiders on people, like his fellow classmate named SASAOKA, and so Hisashi decides to yoink her chest spider. And if that wasn't weird enough, SASAOKA actually thanked him for the whole experience. I guess that's cool. And chomp! That's death number 6, pink spider thingy, eaten by Hisashi. Now, Hisashi is on an eating spree. We get another nom with yellow spider thingy. Also, I'm gonna assume this lady is alive because taking away and eating spiders doesn't seem to kill the host, so I'm assuming she's just, dazed and confused about this whole ordeal. Anyway, bam, death number 8, eaten by Hisashi. I have to say, as an aside, Hisashi makes eating spiders look kind of tasty, you know? You know what they say. Anime food does look real good. Oh, also, remember that creepy moment from episode 1? Well, turns out Moto did have a bug on her, but it is still creepy, but I guess Hisashi wasn't lying about the bug eating you alive, I guess. Back at Hisashi's house, he eats his dad's spider, so crunch, that's the green spider thingy, eaten by the mukbang master himself, Hisashi. We then get another flashback, and editor, please change Hisashi's mom's death to killed by serial killer. Oh yeah, not so fun fact, we find out that 5 years ago, there was a serial killer that terrorized the town. Golly. Our bug-eating friend is out for his meals again, and crunch, I think that was another purple spider, and man, this office lady looks dead as shit, but once again, I don't think Hisashi is killing people and eating their spiders. Otherwise, I feel like the show would show us an article or mention how, these people are dead, so I'm not gonna count her in the kill count, but I will count this one, giving us no time to think. Yoink, another spider, from this time, a lady that is clearly alive, and crunch, one more yellow spider as a treat. So now Hisashi is addicted to eating bugs. He's even wandering the streets hungry for some bugs to eat. Bugs. Not even once. While he's stumbling looking for his next insectoid fix, he comes across that one girl from episode 1 and pew, after a hit of a butterfly made of light, Hisashi sees a vision and bam, we get our next kill, random glasses girl, death by this lady, featuring SAOTOME, or not SAOTOME. I don't know how it works yet. After that horrifying vision, he runs away and decides to have a dinner at a park. Chomp, a tasty treat, death by Hisashi. All of a sudden, Boogiepop appears, and now we find out just why Hisashi was running his ass off in the start of the episode. Boogiepop corners Hisashi, and out of nowhere, a girl wearing some futuristic armor just shows up with what looks like a ghosty meter. Turns out this is Nagi Kirima, the girl we saw in flashback and mentioned in episode 1 for like 1 second. What a coinkydink. Anyhow, Nagi says that isn't Boogiepop, so I guess we'll call that, not Boogiepop. Hisashi runs some more but decides it's futile and he gives up. Not Boogiepop supposedly doesn't kill him but takes him away. Okay, so I'm having a hard time believing this, so for now I'm gonna put this as a kill. Bam, number 14, Hisashi Jonochi, possible death by not Boogiepop. Episode 3, life can be so nice. Episode 3 starts off with 2 kills. Bam bam, we see 2 newspaper stories about a high schooler and middle schooler killed. Death by being murdered. This episode's lead is Misuzu Arifuji, also known to friends as Panaru, a regular schoolgirl who lives by this mindset where she doesn't let anything make her sad. She accepts the world for what it is, and I guess they call that Panaru world love. You know, it's just basically positive vibes only. She's also friends with YOKO SASAOKA, the girl who thanked Hisashi for eating her boob spider. We later find out Misuzu actually learned the ways of Panaru from this girl who I guess was the first Panaru? So I'll call Misuzu Panaru 2 from now on. Oh, we also see this Reagan from Mob Psycho looking dude tripping out of his mind muttering Rie. So far everything seems to be chill and okay when bam, Panaru 1 is dead? Was dead? Who knows, but let me just add this one to the list. Panaru 1, death by head injury. Next day, Panaru 2 is riding on the train when all of a sudden, bzzzt and shloop, not SAOTOME appears and starts talking to Panaru 2. So, I guess we gotta cross off the previous kill. Editor, please remove not SAOTOME. It is not dead. Anyways, not SAOTOME sweet talks Panaru 2 into converting everyone all to the ways of Panaru's world love. So, I guess this is turning into a cult, huh? First cult member is YOKO, and she gets the enlightenment treatment. If I remember correctly, not SAOTOME's got like these weird tentacles coming out of its mouth, so this isn't gonna end well. And lo and behold, bam, our 19th death is YOKO SASAOKA, death by the way of Panaru, or something. Panaru 2 heads up to the park and meets Nagi Kirima. Damn, this girl is everywhere. Later, not SAOTOME tells Panaru 2 to call Nagi so she too can be enlightened, which at this point we all know is a euphemism for getting throat tentacled. That didn't sound right at all. Panaru 2 calls Nagi and tells her to come on down to this weird abandoned looking area, and while Panaru 2 is waiting, not Boogiepop appears. After berating Panaru 2 for a quick second, Panaru 2 asks not Boogiepop to take her away just like that Hisashi kid, but not Boogiepop says nope and just zooms out of there. Panaru 2 is lost and confused. She stumbles into the arm of a policeman and begs for help. He also pretty much says nope, but this time the policeman brutally murders her and bam, that is our last kill for this episode. Misuzu Arifuji, also known as Panaru, death from policeman. Episode 4, My Fair Lady. We start this episode off with drugs, a new drug called Type S to be exact. This episode we have 2 main characters and they are Tsunami Uehara and Yoji Suganuma. Huh, they both look kind of familiar. Anyways, let's see what the both of them do after school. Yoji works at a cafe, nice, and Tsunami is buying drugs from SAOTOME? Yikes, this is gonna turn out real bad. Well, Yoji's not doing too good as well. He's playing a dating sim, which is totally fine, but he is also licking the screen, and that is not fine. Things don't get better from there. Yoji becomes weirdly infatuated with his new coworker Rie, and he's getting hooked on that Type S drug, and his plug is none other than Tsunami. As days pass, his addiction to the game, the drugs, and Rie all began to get out of control. Soon, Yoji can't tell the difference between the game and real life. Tsunami is also addicted to drugs and crack. Is that another kill? No, it's actually our previous 13th kill with the random schoolgirl we saw getting eaten back in episode 2. So, editor, you know the drill. Tsunami Uehara, death by back of the head getting blown up. Oh yeah, Yoji saw this whole thing happen, but he couldn't care less. He wants that sweet Type S no matter what. And then one night, the events from the start of the series happens. A beam of light shoots up and zap, Yoji's computer dies. This pushes Yoji off the edge and he runs to the streets. Damn, gaming. Not even once. Months pass and would you look at that, Yoji was the Reagan lookalike guy muttering Rie in the previous episode. And with that not so fun fact, we fade to black. Episode 5, Interlude. It's episode 5 and we have a few main characters. First, we see the 2 police officers. One of them is actually the killer police from episode 3. His name is Morita, and he's telling tales about this secret organization that's secretly taking out special powered humans secretly with fake humans that they made in a secret lab. Oh, did I mention that they're secret? Another MC is Miyashita Toka. Us viewers meet her briefly in episode 3 and she just does her thing and interacts with the other main characters throughout the episode. We'll get to her later. Scene change to the Kisaragi house and rip, it's the 21st death, a random grandma named MIYO Kisaragi. Death by flower power? We find out she had a granddaughter named Monica who supposedly died 5 years ago, but we see a photograph of a girl that looks just like the butterfly girl from episode 1 and 3, and it says 5 years old, but she's definitely not 5? Huh. We'll get to this later. Scene changes again, and this time we follow a girl named Kazuko Suema. She's a friend of the suited up Nagi Kirima, and ever since she was nearly killed by that serial killer mentioned in episode 2, she's been trying to figure out who, why, and what the heck is going on here. Suema later comes across that same old butterfly girl we see from episode 1, and she also gets hit with a light butterfly and she gets a vision and sees that same Nagi in the hospital scene from episode 2, and slam! Some random glasses dude is dead, splattered on the ground, and we see Dr. Kisugi maybe? So, kill goes to random glasses guy killed by maybe Dr. Kisugi. It's nighttime and the butterfly girl is hanging out at night and some Piper looking kid shows up and takes her away. I'm telling you, strange things are happening in this town. Back at the police station, the cop is still yapping away and talks about how one of the fake humans that this secret organization made went berserk, ate everyone at the lab, and escaped. Even though we don't know how many were eaten, I'm still gonna add these everybody at the lab to the kill list. So let's do some rough hypothetical maths. Obviously, it's more than like 2 people, otherwise the dude would have said 8 2 people and then ran away. No, he said 8 everyone. So with that, I'm gonna do a low rough ball number like 5 people? You know, because it's, you know, it's a major world controlling secret organization laboratory, so they gotta have at least like, you know, 2 security guards and like 3 scientists at least. Let's just play it safe and go with 5 people. So our 21st to 25th death go to possible, mayhaps 5 people at the lab. Death by an unnamed composite human. Anyway, Morita goes on talking and basically says that he is also a composite human named Snake Eyes and admits to killing the original Morita. So, bam, another one to the kill count. Original officer Morita. Death by Snake Eyes. Now, the other police officers finally put the pieces together when Snake Eyes does that and with its powers wipes the other officers' memories clean, like that memory wiper from Men in Black. Snake Eyes then calmly starts telling the same tale about this secret organization over and over and over again. Roll credits. Episode 6. Mother's Day. So, it's a Mother's Day episode, and what better way to start it than at the morgue? Yes, it's the morgue, and a man runs out and makes vomiting noises, but we don't see any vomit. He whispers, and there we have another death. Bam! Snake Eyes. Death by God knows what. Now, I'm saying Snake Eyes and not original Officer Morita because a bunch of people are looking at his dead body right now, so I feel like it'd be weird for Snake Eyes to take the original man's identity and pretend to be Morita after this, so this must be dead Snake Eyes. It's nighttime and the memory wiped officer from last episode is out on patrol, and bam, it's another kill with random dead girl. Death by maybe this lady? Before we can figure out what's really going on, whoosh, the 2 women fade away. Flashback to 5 years ago, we get a police tape and bam, I guess a girl named Shizue is dead. Death by, I don't know. And that is our main character for this episode, Shizue Wakasa. Well, more specifically, our main characters are Shizue and her mother. We find out about Shizue's life through her mother, who is reading her daughter's diary after her unfortunate death 5 years ago. In another flashback to 7 years ago, we get, bam, our 30th death, Shizue's father. Death by dying. Shizue is brokenhearted and his mom puts on a brave front for her daughter, so that causes more of a rift between Shizue and her mom, because Shizue now thinks that her mom never loved her father at all. Yikes, this Mother's Day's episode is getting rough. Due to this another traumatic event, Shizue visits a psychiatrist who turns out to be Dr. Kasugi. Yikes, who starts giving her experimental drugs to cure her. Double yikes. Now, as we all know, this is the same psychiatrist that has treated Hisashi, and she's also injecting God knows what into this pregnant lady. So yeah, she's looking real sus. Also, this pregnant lady is actually the daughter of the dead Grandma Kyo last episode. So, more things are just coming together. We see more flashbacks of a mom and a daughter breaking apart, and back to the present moment, and all of a sudden we get this scene out of nowhere. Bam! Dr. Kasugi, death by Boogiepop? Question mark? Finally, the episode ends with Shizue's mom packing her things to move to a new place. She sees the light butterfly and it shows her a vision of Shizue apologizing to her mother. As the vision fades away, the mom falls down in tears. Then cue not the ending, but this love thy mother text with some sick guitar shredding. Thanks, Boogiepop Phantom. I will love my mom. Episode 7. Until You're in My Arms Again. Episode 7 tells the tale of the Oikawa siblings. Starting off, we got 3 dudes trying to rob the brother Mamoru and nearly ending up in this kill count. But thanks to the sister, they live to live another day. Nice one, Saoko. Too bad your brother is an absolute poo-poo head. Turns out that light beam gave powers to someone other than Hisashi, and Mamoru ends up getting the power to just knock the shit out of people, I guess. Whatever the deal is, he has powers, and to show that he has powers, he splat destroys this poor kin. Death by no good Mamoru. While this is happening, we see Snake Eyes talking with a dude named Spooky Electric about echoes following the Manticore, evolved humans popping up everywhere. Kill them all. Yeah, just like the memory wiped police guy here, we have no idea what the hell they're talking about. Back to Sayoko and her terrible brother Mamoru, they come across the Butterfly Girl. Doing what Butterfly Girl would do, she gives them a little light butterfly, and with another flashback, we see why Mamoru is the way he is. Turns out when they were little kids, their dad made them a promise to see Kid Mamoru's little Piper show. Dad misses the show because the pops had work to do, but because of that, Mamoru goes all I hate the world and beat up my little sister mode. Come on, dude, get it together. Later, Snake Eyes, while looking for the Butterfly Girl, for some reason says screw that and decides to swoop into his snake form and is about to kill Mamoru when, bam, Snake Eye dies. But now I'm a little confused here, folks, because at the start of episode 6, we see Snake Eye's messed up body, and it does not look like this was caused by that. So I guess I'm gonna say we already counted this death, but I don't know. Comment down below if you think these two are separate deaths. Also, this is just a side note, but Butterfly Girl is indeed Monica. But how? I guess we'll have to find out. After that, the two siblings rekindle their family camaraderie. Even though I don't know how Sayoko is just cool through all this, but at the end, we see not Boogiepop has once again appeared and have bam bam taken away both siblings. So, Mamoru Oikawa and Sayoko Oikawa, possible death by not Boogiepop. Episode 8. She's so unusual. This time around, the focus of the episode is, no, not that guy, her, Nagi Kirima, a character who now has been in several episodes. The main character though is not her, but Ichiro Kishida, a reporter visiting the town after 5 years. He stumbles into Nagi and ends up following her while she's on an investigation to find the man-eater, aka Manticore. We later see the same moment from episode 2 when Hisashi the serial bug eater was being chased by not Boogiepop, but now in Nagi Kirima's perspective. Not Boogiepop also calls themselves Boogiepop Phantom. Hey, she said the title of the anime. In this episode, we also get some information about what the heck is kind of going on in this anime. There's convos about evolved humans, brain holography, electromagnetic fields, but I'll save the full summary until the end of the kill count. So, Stay tuned for that. Nagi9, the science guy, talks aside. She finds some clues to the Manticore's location, goes shopping to make some EMPs, stop by the hospital, and heads off to an abandoned underground city. Just a typical hot girl Wednesday, I guess. In the underground city, Nagi fights with the Manticore, then Boogiepop Phantom appears and hits it with their wires, and bam! No, apparently it's not dead, and apparently all the people Boogiepop Phantom took away are alive, but in these spider web like cocoons. Okay, so I'm having a hard time believing that they're all alive, but Kishida also says Boogiepop Phantom is telling the truth, so I guess I gotta minus Hisashi, Sayoko, and Mamoru's possible deaths by Boogiepop Phantom. Next day, Kishida heads back to Tokyo. We see the same kind of subway electric zaps from episode 3, then cue the ending. Episode 9. You'll never be young twice. This episode's star is Saki Yoshizawa, a high school student who is aspiring to become a pianist and to attend the prestigious Tokyo Music University. She visits a famous pianist tutor and is basically told to give up on her dreams. Ouch. She later gets a mysterious call on a classic old mobile phone, and the voice tells her to come and play. Totally normal stuff. For some reason, she takes this totally normal invitation. There, she meets the little Piper kid and receives a balloon, when all of a sudden, shoom, a little kid version of herself appears, and then they all run away. Saki then becomes more childlike, a lot more cheerful, but the moment she sees her piano, her smile fades, and rip. Saki Yoshizawa becomes our 32nd death. Death by suicide. Scene change, and our lead is now Akane Kojima, an aspiring writer but is pressured into taking another path. She feels the anxiety just like Saki about her future, and just like Saki, gets the mysterious call and she receives the same balloon. After that, we get another lead character, Yoshiki Tabata, a young boy being bullied by people he considers his friends. I mean, one of the dudes just buys a mobile phone for Yoshiki with his money to just play games with. Like, damn, this is some next level bullying. Imagine getting bullied into buying a 24-month phone plan. Yikes. Back at home, in the light beam event from episode 1 happens, and he gains the ability to read minds. And notice that everyone kinda hates his guts. Yoshiki also sees Hisashi after he just had a delicious meal from one of his friends. And we all know what that means. Crunch! Our 33rd kill is mystery colored spider, death by being eaten by Hisashi. Yoshiki later ends up meeting the Piper boy as well and starts using his powers to invite more people to, I guess, join the Red Balloon cult. But before he could continue, Boogiepop Phantom arrives and takes him away, which means wrapping his ass up in cocoon and is still alive, I guess. And with that, episode 9 ends. Episode 10. Pum Pum. Episode 10, we follow that Piper kid teaming up with Monica to establish his Red Balloon Kid empire. The little Piper kid, who gets named Pum Pum, later starts handing out balloons to everyone. Rumors spread of Pum Pum, and so what do you know, our girl Nagi Kirima is on the scene to investigate. She sees a group of the Red Balloon kids, and now explosions happening like it's a Michael Bay film, and she is now being hunted. She gets cornered by Pum Pum and Monica and gets hit with the light butterfly, and bam, we see flashback of her dead father Seiichi Kirima, death by dying. So Nagi versus 5th graders battle continues when all of a sudden Akane is also at the park, and just when she was about to become the 35th death, Nagi swoops in with the rescue. While this is happening, we see Boogiepop Phantom show up and is about to eliminate Pum Pum and Monica when Boogiepop Original comes in for the rescue? Nope, Monica falls, and instead of dying, she turns old as hell. Anyways, Boogiepop Phantom starts schooling this little kid Pum Pum with facts and logic. We also see this Flame Kid, and it's heavily implied that he set himself on fire. So, bam, our 35th death goes to Flame Kid, death by self-immolation. After Pum Pum talks about how we live in a society, he just bam, or more like poof, Pum Pum is gone. He says he's disappearing, but he might come back, but until then, Pum Pum, death by disappearing. The episode then ends with old Monica asking Boogiepop Phantom if she is going to be on this kill count. Episode 11. Under the Gravity's Rainbow. This episode we find the origin story of Monica, the butterfly girl. She was born from a single mother who, after giving birth, got amnesia and was hospitalized. The grandma protects Monica by keeping her in the house without any contact with the outside world, and when Granny is about to die, she decides to just straight up murder Monica so she doesn't have to live alone. So bam, our 37th death is Monica, death by Grandma Kyo. But wait, light shoots up in the sky and whoa, Monica is just straight up alive again. And if that wasn't crazy enough, she's also physically all grown up. A few days later, Monica and Grandma take one of the most awkwardest family photo in the history of awkward family photos. And yes, that is the same photo from episode 5. Told you we'd get to it later. Monica then sees the outside world for the first time and starts absorbing light butterflies to see memories of other humans. And she ends up absorbing so many light butterflies that she basically becomes a super genius god. But then she stumbles on a guy who basically nerfs her into only repeating words, and he names her Echoes. I'll explain more later. Back to present time, we're picking off where we left off in episode 10, and old brittle Monica runs away from Boogiepop and Boogiepop Phantom. She then meets the dude that made her into Echoes again, and kablami, a big explosion of light butterflies engulf the city. The light butterflies then travel to meet her mother, where they get a touching reunion, and zap, rest in peace, Monica 2.0, death by I honestly don't know what the cause of her death is. I guess that fall killed her in the long run, but also maybe he was using too much light butterfly powers? Who knows? Episode 12. A Requiem. It's the final episode of Boogiepop Phantom. A year has passed since the events of the last 11 episodes, and Suema and Toka are both in Tokyo to do their college entrance exams. While Suema and Toka are making their way to the exam site, bam, we see an article of an office lady murdered. That is, office lady, death by mysterious killing. While Suema and Toka are taking their exams, we see old Ichiro Kishida, the reporter from episode 8, and oh man, that poor lady just got destroyed by that asshole boss. Kishida, then being a smooth player, asks her if she just wants to talk in his office. Damn dude, just like that? Scene changed to Akihabara, and Kishida has taken this office lady into this dark, secluded ass office, and yeah, things are really not looking too good for this lady. Just when we're about to get sad office lady in our kill count, we see Toka walking by the office, and no wait, Boogiepop? Okay, so a lot of things get revealed and shown in this episode, so I'll try to summarize them for y'all. First off, the Manticore is alive and is living in Kishida's body. Remember that moment and that ending scene in episode 8? Yeah, those ones. So it turns out a little piece of the Manticore swooped inside Kishida's body. Secondly, Kishida is actually Detective Shinpei Kuroda, who we see in these flashback moments, and he was brought back to life by Echoes or Monica somehow. Speaking of being brought back to life, bam, here is Shinpei dead. Shinpei Kuroda, death by assassins from the secret organization. Thirdly, we find out little kid Miyashita Toka saw the dying Shinpei, and from that trauma, Boogiepop was born, which is kind of like a split personality inside Toka. With all these truth bombs dropping, Boogiepop drops an actual bomb, an electromagnetic bomb to be exact, and boom, detonates it, finally killing the Manticore and Ichiro Kishida / Shinpei Kuroda, both death by Boogiepop. So, exams are over, graduation is done, friends are saying farewell, and we end the Boogiepop Phantom series with the classic tune of Richard Wagner's Die Meistersinger von Nürnberg. That is the end of the Boogiepop Phantom series with 42 deaths in total. Now, if I count the Cocoon people as dead people, that would make the count 46 deaths in total, but Boogiepop Phantom does mention that they are dreaming until there are enough evolved humans in the world, and then they will awaken. So, I guess they're not dead. just chilling in a cocoon waiting for humans to evolve. So I'll go with 42 deaths in total. That's not all though, folks. I'm gonna retroactively add another kill. Yes, by using the power of its sequel series, Boogiepop and Others. For those who don't know, Boogiepop and Others is a 2019 anime also by Madhouse, and it's actually a mix of prequel and sequel to the Boogiepop Phantom series. You see, episodes 1 to 3 and 10 to 13 of Boogiepop and Others serves as a prequel to Boogiepop Phantom's episode 1 to 11, and Others episode 4 to 9 and 14 to 18 take place in between Phantom's episodes 11 and 12. You get me? You following me? Comprehende? Anyhow, in episode 1 of Boogiepop and Others, we find out that the man-eater Manticore killed and took over the body of Minako Yurihara. Now, you might be asking, who the hell is Minako Yurihara? Well, she's actually this girl. Yup, that's the original Manticore. So, you guessed it, I'm gonna be that guy, and bam, add Minako Yurihara as our 43rd death by Manticore. Real quick, few fun facts. The most kill for an episode goes to episode 2 with 12 deaths, with 9 of them all committed by the hungry Hisashi. But most human deaths go to episode 5 with 8 deaths in total. And before I fully sign off, I did promise I was gonna try and make a little sense of this full story for the people who are confused, which I'm gonna guess there are a fair few of y'all. So let me do this real quick. Basically, an evolved being named Echoes, who is this guy, came to Earth but then got swooped up by the secret organization mentioned by Snake Eyes in episode 5, known as the Toa organization. Toa experimented on Echoes and created composite humans like Snake Eyes, Manticore, Shinpei Kuroda, Spooky Electric, and more to kill any evolved human beings so the organization can maintain the status quo, aka world of just regular human beings. Nagi Kirima was one of the possible evolving humans, but the Toa agent / composite human Shinpei Kuroda betrayed the organization and injected her with some drug made by Toa that turns people into evolved beings. But since Nagi was already evolving, it somehow turned her into a regular human being. I don't really know how that happens, they don't really explain it. And then Dr. Kasugi happens to find the super drug left by Shinpei and starts injecting it into herself. That leads to her kind of going haywire, and she starts killing a bunch of people, becoming the serial killer that terrorized the town 5 years ago. Dr. Kasugi also injects a bunch of people with the super drug like Hisashi and Monika's mother, creating more evolved humans. Now, at some point, Manticore and Echoes escapes the organization. The escaped Manticore then kills Minako Yurihara, takes her form, and then meets human SAOTOME. They team up and then they start spreading the Type S drugs, the drug that Yoji and Tsunami from episode 4 were addicted to. Later, Manticore and the human SAOTOME fight with Echoes, Nagi Kirima, and the original Boogiepop. The battle ends with Echoes turning into a beam of light we see in episode 1. It evaporates SAOTOME, and then Boogiepop, with the help of another student, kills the Manticore. That's not all. In episode 5, they explain that the light beam actually created some kind of electromagnetic field around this whole city, creating a bunch of real-life holograms like the Boogiepop Phantom, the second Manticore that looks like SAOTOME, and somehow revives Monika and ages her and becomes the catalyst for the evolution of many characters in the series like Hisashi and Sayako. And so that is where the story of Boogiepop Phantom takes place. All that with a single pillar of light. That's not even the full scope of the story, but now at least you kind of know what's going on here, or you just end up with more questions. So if you want to piece the pieces together, check out Boogiepop Phantom and Boogiepop and Others on Crunchyroll.com. I highly recommend them both. They both have really great openings and endings, I gotta say. With that easy and basic explanation of the series, I am done. That was the Boogiepop Phantom kill count. Please check out our other 2 kill counts I did and press the subscribe button. You know the drill. Click the stuff that comes up the screen. Thank you all so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next Halloween to see what spooky anime I'll cover next. Farewell, trick or treat, crunchy people. Ah.